Welcome back, dear viewers, to this second presentation of the day titled Comment bien lire les genres et les nombres des voyelles françaises. That is to say, the title in English would be How to Read Correctly Genders and Numbers of French Vowels. Well, you might say, what a boring topic. There are so many already on the YouTube by prominent professors and so on. Yes, it is true, I agree with you. But there is something particular. Nothing is perfect on this planet. This topic, my lesson today, deals with gender and number, of which I haven't found on the YouTube anyone discussing the gender and number of French vowels. Yes, they've discussed nasal vowels, oral vowels, how to produce them, and so on. Is excellent, but they haven't touched it. And even if they have touched the gender and number, there is always an improvement when we present our materials, something original. You will realize it as we go along. But before jumping to the gist of the topic, before starting the topic, that is to say, allow me to extend my deep-felt sentiment of gratitude to Mr. Takesh Pandey from Houston, in Texas, in the States, for his timely, if unexpected, financial support for the production of this video. How I wish there could be more Takesh Pandey to assist me, really, so that we could have more video production, video publication every other week or every other day. Anyway, it's just a wish. If wishes were horses, beggars will ride. I leave it to you to make up your mind, dear viewers. Being sympathetic or empathetic is up to you. No one is forcing anyone else. Let's now come back to our topic. We will use here the lingua franca, that is to say English. Everything here has been translated into English and French. So you will take at your own pace, you will go through everything and you will satisfy yourself. In case there is a question, we can continue the discussion elsewhere on social media. Talking of French vowels, let me submit that we have 4 nasal vowels. Un, on, and un. I checked the pocket dictionary, I checked the classroom dictionary, I checked the library dictionary. All of them are mentioning 4 French nasal vowels. So there is nothing like free in the academia. Maybe as regional French, yes, in France some region, but not in academic situation. In the groves of academia, that is not there, they are only 4. And then we have 12 oral vowels, they are all listed there. And then we have 3, not 2 like in English, semi-vowels. If they are semi-vowels, it means they are also semi-consonant. So for instance, let's talk about semi-vowels. There is this sound. These are all sounds, by the way. They are not letters, even if they are the same symbols we use in our alphabet. But here in this topic, they are sounds. So, if we begin with, this is a short R and that's a long R sound. We are talking about semi-vowels. This is U. This is called a semi-vowel because on its own, it cannot form a syllable. One of the features, one of the traits of a vowel is that when you attach it to a consonant, it will form a vowel. Even on its own, it can form a syllable. Even a single vowel, full vowel, can form a word, can form a syllable. When we say ila, that A is only one letter word, but it is a syllable. So, this U cannot do that. It can only be followed by another vowel so that in combination they create various sounds. Like for instance, huile. Like for instance, puant. Like for instance, huée, duo, like that. On its own, it cannot form a syllable. That's why it is classified as a semi-vowel. Okay? And now, for the others, this semi-vowel, ye sound, these are sound, not letters. Ye can be a consonant and a vowel. Take, for instance, the word fille. Ye, fille. It will be represented like this, fille. This ye is representing the letters, the consonant double L. But here, when you say bien, bien, which means good, this ye is representing I, which is a vowel. So you can see at the times it's a vowel, at the times it's a consonant. The same thing with W. When you say we, to mean yes, this W is representing the combination of these three vowels. So here it's a vowel, but then when you go to that word there, wagon, wagon, so there is a full consonant. That's why they are called semi-vowels and semi-consonant. I think that should be enough. Let's now start with the les quatre voyelles phonétiques nasales. We are going to mix French and English. If you miss one, the translations are there on each of these pages. You look at them at your own pace. The first one, let's start with un. That's how we represent its sound in phonetic alphabet, in phonetic transcription. This un can be represented by these affixes. When we talk of affixes, we mean prefixes, infixes, and suffixes. So, all these affixes, depending on where they are positioned, if they are at the beginning, they are prefixes. Inside the root of a word, infixes. At the end, suffixes. They will all produce the sound un, with or without a consonant following them. So, here are the examples. Ensemble, humble, avant, Jean, that's the name of a person. Amener, not amener, no, amener, that's the dictionary sound. Pan, fan, tan, like that. Okay? And so, we go on. We should put also a comma there. Let's remove this one for the time being. Too many words. Okay? Like that. Fine. So, we are through with the examples. We give you the rules, and then we exemplify. And then we move forward. And no one has done that before this presentation of providing rules and examples. They just explain. So there is always something new one can get when you attend our lessons. Rule number 2, all these affixes, all of them, will produce the sound, the oral vowels. And when they are double N, you look at double N, a French word starting with double N, A double N, A double M, A M N, A N H. They will always give you an oral sound. Examples are here. Année, annulé, anniversaire, ammonia, and so on. Anhydre, anhydre. You see, another thing in French, like in English, okay, we have the H which are silent. In French, H is never pronounced. So if I write theory in French, don't even consider that H, just say théorie. You see? So that's why it's like it's not there in sound. Okay? Rule number 3. Rule number 3 says that any E, double N, E, double M affixes, they could be prefixes, infixes, or suffixes, but in these cases they are actually, I think most of them, prefixes, will produce the nasal sound A. We have exceptions. Look at this. Ennoblir, ennui, emmerder, emmagasiner, emmener, emmener. And then exceptions are here. We have a few exceptions. It's double N, but we say ennemi, Not enemy, no. Ennemi, Pennsylvanie, femme, emmental, or you can say emmental. So these are special cases. They don't fall in the majority of cases. So we call them exceptions or special cases. Rule number 4. If these affixes you see here in yellow are followed by a vowel, we expect you to produce the oral sound ah, ah. So for instance, here we say amen. When you pray, at the end you say amen, like that, amen. It's a what? It's an oral sound. Then piranha, enigma, just like that, all of them. A few exceptions are here. When the same an as a prefix and the suffix an and the word itself en is a word, mean inside. Je suis en classe. Okay? When they are used like that, they give us the nasal sound. So we have here, for instance, enivré is an exception. En followed by a vowel, but giving us a nasal sound. So it's an exception, we have to learn it. Then Oman, then Rouen, en. Rule number 5. The suffix ent at the end of a verb in the present tense, third person plural, it is always silent. But the same suffix in nouns and adjectives, it will become audible. So here we shall read il parle. We don't pronounce that. These are the sounds in phonetics. Inside the slant lines, these are phonetic symbols, the sounds. Finis. See, plurals, third person plural. Ils mettent, ils reçoivent. You stop at V, T, S, L in your sound production. You don't have to read there. But as a noun, you have to pronounce it as en. So for instance, le vent, the wind. Le continent, the continent. Fervent, fervent. And so on. Adjectives. There it will be audible. Now, we have another situation which I haven't seen again on any YouTube presentation of nasal vowels. The gender. When it is masculine, it's nasal. When it becomes feminine, it becomes oral. Take this one. Paysan, en. And then paysanne, zane, for the lady. Artisan, artisane. Pan, pan. Jean, Jean is a man. A lady, Jeanne, Jeanne. Oral. So, as you can see, you can musulman. A lady, musulmane, mane, anne. Okay? That's what we say there. You will have time to peruse at your own pace and bring questions to us if there is any, and we continue the discussion. Look at this one now. Blanc. And then blanche. We go from nasal in the masculine to the nasal in the feminine, because after all, it's inside. It's an infix. The R is an infix. It's not a prefix, it's not a suffix. So, ardent, ardente. Marchand, marchande. Méchant, méchante. Like that. Grand, grande. So, we go from nasal masculine to nasal feminine. Both of them are actually nasal. The next nasal sound is on. The phonetic representation is that C looking the other way around with a heart. So, for us to produce that sound, we should come in touch with these affixes. The affixes are on, okay. Instead of calling them okay, this is a prefix, this is an infix, or it can be a prefix too, if we delete those inside brackets. This is an infix, this is a suffix. With or without a consonant will give us on. These spellings, affixes. How do we do it? Here is an exercise. Look at that. Savon, okay? Pognon, ombre, plomb, penche, pigeon. They are all nasal vowels because of their presentation in these words wherever they as prefix, as suffix, they are always nasal sounds. Now, we have rule number 2, which says that all, without an exception, all affixes beginning OMN, the prefix, or as an infix, or as a suffix, will always produce oral sound om, om. So for instance, you say omnipresent, omniscient, omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. So these are the qualities of our Creator in the Catholic Church. We are told our God is all-knowing, present everywhere. Can I see? Find me the accent. Let me see the accent. Just a minute. The accent. 1 minute, dear friend. There it is. Okay. Present. Omnipresent. Our Christian God is all-knowing, omniscient, omnipresent, present everywhere, and omnipotent, is able to do anything. It's a miraculous God. So they are all oral vowels. And then we come to le forum, forum, and then opossum, and then homme, a man, and then pommier. They are all oral sound. And then nommé, nommé. So there is no nasal sound when you see these affixes. You have to learn them by heart. They will help you a lot, especially if you are coming from another alphabet. Because you cannot use the rules of one language into another language. Learn each language with a very clean mind, fresh mind. Don't bring interferences from other languages, because they don't always operate the same way. Exercise number 3, again, we go from nasal being masculine nasal, and then feminine oral. So here we go. Bon, which means good. For feminine, bonne. Cochon, feminine, cochonne. Patron, patronne, and so on. We are through with on. We come to number 3. Un. As you are counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So your mouth, others have explained properly. I'm here discussing the genders and numbers, how they affect the pronunciation. These are the affixes for us to produce that sound. UN and UM. They will produce that sound un. But UN and UM, if they are followed by a vowel, then it will be the sound U, U. How is that? Look at this. Brun is masculin, brune is féminin, une. Commun, commune. Opportun, opportune. Just like that. Aucun, aucune. Chacun, chacune. We are now cruising. Have you seen? You will have time really to read at your own pace. And I hope that even the online dictionary will help you, dear viewers, sharpen your pronunciation to the level of required by the dictionary compilers. And also, we have these affixes producing un. Lumbago, backache, lumbago. Penche, penche, penche. Okay? And then parfum, un. Okay? Parfum. Okay? And then humble, like that. And then jungle, lunch, and then emprunt, like that. We come to the final. This one is like ear to ear smile. The other one is halfway, while smiling halfway, not to ear. So now we have all these affixes. If they are followed by a consonant, they will produce the nasal sound That's what we are saying. This is a rule. So, examples are there. Internat, le chérubin, le printemps, impur. As we said, if a French word is long, the syllable will always be on the last syllable. The stress will fall on the last syllable. All of these is throughout. Rule number 2 on un is I-double-N and I-double-M. If they are followed by a vowel, they will produce oral sound. That's the thing which is here. Innocent, innocent, inné, immuable, immortel, immature. But we have a few exceptions here. Immangeable, immanquable. 2 exceptions. Rule number 3. These 2 suffixes, as you can see, they are at the end, en and in, will also give us the sound ear to ear smile. And so we have examen, nasal sound, Cain, the firstborn to Adam and Eve, you know, the one who killed his brother Adam. Well, if you haven't read the Bible, I think most people have, and so it's a proper noun rather, and that's why it's written with capital C. We have exception. This is dolmen. It's an oral sound, not a nasal sound. Dolmen. Dolmen. Okay? Rule number 4. All these affixes in yellow will be pronounced as un in the masculine, but oro in the feminine. So we get moyen, moyenne, doyen, doyenne, chrétien, chrétienne. They are all oral in the feminine, but nasal in the masculine. Chien, chienne, plein, pleine, Mexicain, mexicaine, Américain, américaine, a lady, and so on. Autain, hautaine, like that. A few words, we have already done that one. Repetition, well, sometimes we can repeat to strengthen that knowledge. It's already done. Let's keep it then. Rule number 5. All words bar 1, bar here means save 1, containing the affix EIN are pronounced as nasal un. So, gendre, peindre, fendre, except 1. We say bar 1. The one here is the item on our periodic table. This is called enstenium. Enstenium on the periodic table. You know, when Mr. Mendeleev was classifying the element in nature, he came up with this one in order of that great scientist who passed away, the best brain they say in 1,000 years, in the year 1955, somewhere there. I'm not sure, question mark. Now let's go to the song. The number now, number of words. You see, masculine and feminine will produce only oral sound. Numbers do not change the pronunciation. So if I say ami, this is a boy. If you say she, I will add an e, but the sound will remain the same. I wouldn't say ami, no, just ami, ami. Ale, ale. Adding an e does not make a difference in sound. Both share the same sound, masculine and feminine. If you are welcoming a lady, you will say bienvenue, written with an e. If it's a man, bienvenue without an e. Both will produce the same sound. So, number, should we say gender, here, in oral words, doesn't affect the pronunciation at all. Let's move on to the next item now. The suffix er and the suffix ere. This is for masculine. Look at the examples. It's all oral but different in pronunciation. This is boucher, a man. Boucher, gliding. When you see this accent grave, okay, grave accent, bent backwards, it means gliding a sound. So, boucher, boucher. Jardinier, jardinière. Like that. Pâtissier, pâtissière. Like that. Sound is changing. And then number 5, look at how the number also affects the pronunciation in French. This is enos, a bone. Enos. You hear S. When there are many, we simply say des os. That's how it is in French. If it is 1, we say un œuf, œuf, œuf. That's an egg. The last consonant F is heard in the singular, but in the plural, it disappears, des œufs. Same thing, le bœuf is 1. When there are many, le bœuf. FS is not to be pronounced. Then we get le and le. I've told you, the three looking the other way is like a gliding A sound, prolonged A, la règle. Okay? And so here we have de, and then from that de we get de. Okay? In the plural. Singular, plural. Singular, plural. Aïeul is one, aïeux is many. Ciel, the sky, is one, cieux, it's many. So the pronunciation changes because of the number. By number we mean singular, plural. By gender we mean feminine, masculine, and neutral. And then un ail, okay, a clove of garlic. We have even split it into the syllabic part to help you with the pronunciation. The zai, it has two plurals. Either you say the zai or you say the zo. Simply that. Now, since we have been presenting the pronunciation, I have a bone to pick with Radio France Internationale, la radio du monde. I don't understand why senior journalists from Radio France Internationale, who train thousands and thousands of journalists each year from all over the globe, why they keep on pronouncing isme, terrorisme, cyclisme. These are not traceable in a dictionary. It's as if their department of phonetics is in a deep slumber. Everything else is perfect with RFI, Radio France Internationale, except ism. So I think I should make it open. We are here to improve. No one is perfect, no matter who they are, no matter where they are, no matter what they have. But if we help one another, we will make this place, even the learning itself, an enjoyable experience. May we stop, please, dear RFI, senior journalists at prime time. I don't talk about, these junior journalists. They are free to mispronounce, but the senior journalists, those chosen to read them, many news at prime time, they should not be mispronouncing. They should not be telling us cyclisme, mécanisme. It's not there in the dictionary. What we have is isme in French. And if you doubt, go to the online dictionary, write the suffix isme, and they will never give you isme. It's always isme. That's my plea. Let's keep on improving one another. No matter who you are, you might need help from a small one. It's not that you are a perfect or an angel. No one is. So that's my plea. And for you, the dear viewers, can we continue, please, exchanging views and then on the social media in order to make, like we said, learning a pleasurable experience for all of us. And, we pay money. Don't say that when we go to school, government is for free. It's not free. Government is paying for you. So money is being invested in your education. So when you go to school, you must be told the right thing, not the wrong thing. That's what I'm trying to say. So together, we can really arrive at that easily. Thank you very much. And we are awaiting your acerbic criticism so long as they are functional and unbiased and unprejudiced. Thank you very much once again, and I await new video clips very shortly, if funds permitting. Thank you very much once again.